Hey. Welcome to Tea Talks with Tawan. I want to welcome and thank everyone who is joining us on this wonderful morning, on this, I was going to say wonderful morning. Y'all know I'm tired. On this wonderful evening, this Monday evening, as we bring Tea Talks to you. You know, here we believe everybody needs what? A little TLC, some transformational lifestyle content that will help you with becoming your best self and creating your best life. I'm excited about today's tea talk and the tea that I'm going to be spilling on today. As you know, we're in that season of gratitude and that season of being thankful. And this is the season where we give a lot of emphasis on how you should be showing gratitude, how you should be showing that you're thankful for the things that you have. I always tell my clients that every day you should be showing gratitude. Gratitude is a skill that we build. Listen to what I'm saying. Gratitude is a skill set. Hear me when I say, hey, Gail Crowder, thank you for joining me. Gratitude is a skill set, and everybody should be practicing gratitude. But in this season where we are right now, this is the time where people really have a big focus on being grateful and being thankful. So today I want to share and I want to talk about gratitude is a big part of your success. Gratitude is a big part of your success. So, when growing up, I want to share something with you. My grandmother used to always say this to me. And when I was younger, I really did not understand what she was saying to me. It wasn't until I got into adulthood that I truly understood what this meant. But she was saying, in all things, be grateful. I mean, she would just say it all the time. If something happened, even when it was something negative, she would say, but in all things, be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. And I'd be like, I didn't fully or 100% agree with her. But what I didn't understand then that I know now is that she was always being optimistic. And she was saying, even in the negative, we can find something positive to be grateful for. And truthfully, when we start talking about what it means to be successful, because everybody always wants to know what is the secret sauce to being successful? What do you need to be successful? And I think one of the biggest things that we need to have is a attitude of gratitude. I think we need to build our gratitude muscle so that when as we progress and as we grow and as we evolve into the people we're supposed to be, as our businesses grow, as we grow in our profession, gratitude will take us a long way. uh, I understand that saying now, but it's hard. So, yeah, and it is very hard, and that's Gail saying it is hard. I know even in death, my grandmother would say there was something positive come out of it, and I'd be looking like, Grandma, what positive can come out of death? But again, I mean, and she would say something, but they lived a great long life. They did this. She would point out all the positive things that they did. And basically, what she was saying, their dying wasn't in vain. They lived and they gave, and their life had purpose. So that's something we on this end who are grieving can be grateful for. So already I'm teaching you there's something to be grateful for. But when we start talking about professionally, personally achieving success, gratitude is a skill set that I think we all should hone in on and that we should learn. I'm trying to think what's the best word I want to use, but we definitely should master the skill of gratitude because it's easy to be grateful when things are going your way. It's really great. You can really have a great attitude, be grateful and be thankful when the job is going well. You're getting the promotions that you want, and everything is working out in your favor. But something a coach that I had, I used to run track when I was young. I used to run track in my seventh, eighth grade. And I remember one time I lost the race and I was so pissed that I lost. And again, an adult imparting something into me that I had no idea what they were talking about until I got older. And they said, well, it wasn't about the race. It wasn't about winning the race. It was about you getting across the finish line. And I was like, but I'm supposed to get across the finish line and win. And it was like, no, it's not always about winning, but it's about the journey. What gets you to that place? What got you across the finish line? And again, I'm what? Let's see, maybe 10 years old. I don't know how old you are in the seventh grade, but I really truly did not have an understanding of what was being said to me. But now, as I am coaching and working with women all over, I definitely have a better understanding about what it means. It's not always about the results you get, but it's about the journey along the way. And in our journey, there are going to be so many experiences. And in those experiences, it is gratitude that will either have you on the positive or the negative. And that's why gratitude is important when you start talking about success, because gratitude has a way of helping you stay focused and helping you to keep things in perspective. It is very easy, during this time, during the time of COVID, uh, a lot of people businesses change, a lot of people jobs change, and it had a great effect on people's mental and emotional well-being. And gratitude is all about how you see things. It's about your perspective and how you start looking at your current situation. The one thing I love about gratitude and why I practice it so much is because it helps me stay in the present. It helps me to stay right where I am. Because see, when negative things happen, it can do a couple of things. It can start taking you back down memory lane. It can make you focus on the negative. It can make you start talking about, whoa, why me? But when you can find something to be thankful, even in the misstep, it can change your perspective and make you look at things very differently. So what do you mean? How can you look at things very differently? I'm gonna talk about in COVID. My business shifted a lot in COVID because I was not prepared for being shut down for almost a year and a half, not being able to have events, not being able to go out and speak like I used to. So everything went to kind of digital and online, and my business was not 100% ready to go online like I needed it to go to keep the clients going the way I needed it to go and to keep my revenue stream continuously going up. So I had to stop and I had to pause. And then for a moment, I was getting a little sad because I was like, whoa, this is really doing something to my business. But it did something while I did not have all the clients coming in like I used to. What it did do is make me stop and focus and say, hey, you still have a business. You still do have clients coming to you, but this is also an opportunity to learn and to shift your business so that you can be prepared if we ever have to do this again. And you can start taking your business in another direction, which brings in another line or stream of income just with having some digital products. So after I started thinking about it and putting things into perspective, it made me shift my thinking and it made me stay in the moment, not go down that rabbit hole of, oh my goodness, my business is going to tank. I'm going to close. And I'm sure that there are plenty of business owners who definitely can agree to when COVID came, it kind of made them shift how they did things. And some people closed down their business because they weren't able to do the shift. Um, for whatever reason, some people did close the business and some people just learned their lessons and they took what they had and they made more out of what they have. So gratitude is really about how you shift your mindset, how you think. It requires you to stay positive. I know it's really, really hard sometimes to stay positive in what all is going on in this world. But when you start talking about your goals and your aspirations, we already know that there are going to be some opportunity. There are going to be times when everything is not 100. We're not going to always be on the mountaintop. Sometimes we're going to be in the middle of the cliff, and sometimes we're really just going to be in the valley. And it's the attitude that you have and the things that you do when you're in the middle of the cliff or when you're in that valley, that makes all the difference in the world, because all of it is a part of our journey of getting to that next level of wherever we need to be. And so we have to be thankful and grateful that we're able to even just to have the journey, because some people don't have the journey. Yes, I can. It makes me stop and revamp. Yeah. Gratitude will make you stop, and it will make you revamp. It will make you think about things. And I don't know where you are. Just shout out where you are. If you're on YouTube, say, hey, I'm from YouTube. If you're on Facebook, say hello. If you are liking what you hear, share with someone, because again, gratitude is so important. Gratitude plays such a big role in our happiness, in our peace, and in our success. And it plays a big role because, again, I go back to, it helps us to focus on what is important, to be able to always find something to be grateful for. It's something to be grateful for. There are people to be grateful for. There are experiences to be grateful for. And one thing I like to do, I always tell my clients, you know, think about what it is that you're grateful for. And y'all can drop in the comments. Tell me something that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for in life? And I know people say, I'm grateful for a job, and you should be grateful for your family, and you should be. But tell me some other things, because there's some smaller things that we take for granted, actually, that we really should be grateful for. So just drop down and tell me, what are some of the things that you are grateful for? We talked about being grateful, health and mental health. Now, I think I like that answer, health and mental well-being, because gratitude plays a strong role in our health. Because again, I said it's all about perspectives. I'll never forget this lady on my job. She had breast cancer. And she was going through her chemo and coming to work and doing things. And when I say not once did I ever see her look sad, down, you know, pathetic or anything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when people are sick, you can tell their attitude kind of changes, it shifts, their energy level is very low. And one day we was just sitting down talking, and I said, you know what, you have really inspired me. I said, sometimes I complain about the little sinus infection, and here you are going through something that can really change your life. And I have yet to see you um have a negative attitude about it. And she said, my recovery and me coming on the other side is contingent upon how I feel and think about it. And she said, I'm grateful that I can just fight the fight. And for me, I was like, wow. It took me back to what my grandmother was trying to teach me. It took me back to what the coach was telling me when I was running track. And it helped me to even have a different perspective in how I started approaching things. And like I said, I could have a sinus infection and be like, oh, why me? And all this headache and everything. But to say that, to be grateful just to fight the fight, I understood that, because truthfully, a lot of people don't get to fight the fight. And her personal health success was coming out of her gratitude that she was able to be here, fight the fight, and have a positive mindset. Gratitude keeps you out of the negative. Gratitude lets you focus on what is positive. And we understand that there are negative things. I said in the very beginning, there will always be something negative going on. We are never going to always be on the top of the mountain. There will be times where we're in the middle and when we're in the valley. It is your mindset that will shift you from whether you stay in the valley and make it back to the mountaintop. So it's all, and gratitude is that success skill that you need. Hey, Christian, how are you? Christian, So it is your attitude. My mindset is like 95% of everything. And gratitude is the skill set that you need to hone in on and that you need to master. You need to be able to every day find something to be thankful for. Like even when you're sitting in traffic and traffic is irritating you, you could be thankful that that you have a car, or however you're in traffic, the fact that you have a job or wherever you're coming from. These are the things that you find to alleviate what's the negative and to make it a positive. That boss that gets on your nerves, well, at least you have a supervisor, because there are thousands of people who are looking for jobs. So they wish they had a supervisor to complain about. So just be thankful that you got a supervisor who can get on your last nerve, and that you got some reserve nerves that when you go home, you can just woo-saw and unwind and then come back. So there's always something to be grateful for. We're going to take a break, and I'm going to come back, and we're going to talk about some of the benefits of gratitude. So right now, I want to say thankful and I'm grateful for Tea Lovers Cafe. Tea Lovers Cafe is one of, or is the sponsor of Tea Talks, and I am thankful for um, Tea Lovers Cafe. If you like premium loose leaf tea, that is the place to go to get you some excellent, and when I say excellent, some excellent tea. Tastes good, has good benefits to it. So I am thankful for Tea Lovers Cafe and their sponsorship for Tea Talks. Now, we're talking about gratitude and how this is a season when people are really focusing on being grateful and what being grateful really means. And we're talking about how gratitude plays an important role in your personal and professional success. And one of the things that I said at the very beginning is gratitude is a skill. It is a skill set that you must master. And people always say, no, you're just automatically grateful. No, you're not. You have to learn how to be grateful, because, again, we're not going to always be on the mountaintop. Things are not going to always be positive. There are going to be some missteps in life. There are going to be some unfortunate situations. And when you have those unfortunate situations, you still should be able to find something to be thankful for. As I said, my grandmother said, there's always something to be thankful for. So, but you have to practice that. That does not come automatic. I'm gonna share this story with you all. It's just really crazy. I was dating this guy, and he had like deaths back to back. His father passed, then his son passed, and nephew passed, and then an uncle passed. And I'm saying this was all within a 30 to 45-day period of time. And that's a lot of loss. And when you experience things like that, and it doesn't even have to be loss in death, lose a job, or any type of things that disappoint you, take away from you, it can spiral you out of control. It can work on your mental well-being. I think Gail said that your health and mental health, that's one of the things that she's grateful for. But when you have so many negative things that happen to you in your life, and sometimes just what's going on in the world, that can work on your mental well-being. So being able to, when you have sharpened your gratitude skills and when you have mastered it, you can find something grateful out of it all. And I was sharing with you about the guy I was dating and all the loss. And while he was experiencing all these losses, he still had a grateful heart. He did not sink into a deep depression, what he could have. I mean, when you have to bury a child and a parent, all, and I think that was within a 10-day period. All those things can be very weigh heavy on you. So being able to keep a positive attitude, being able to keep up that positive energy can be very hard. So that leads us into what are some of the benefits of gratitude, because there are some benefits of being grateful, And one of the benefits is it improves your self-esteem. It makes you feel differently about yourself because when you stay positive and don't focus on the negative, you can find, I want to give a good example. I want to think of a good example. Let's say you lose your job. That can weigh heavy on anyone. You lose your job, and then it takes you a while to find another job. Let's say it takes you about a year to find another job. You keep putting in applications, you keep going on interviews, and after a while, you start to wonder, do you have the skill set necessary to get the job? So, how does gratitude work in that? Well, gratitude works in that when you keep seeing all the negative, the doors closed. Matter of fact, I just said this to a client of mine the other day. She was saying that I put out like 20 resumes, but I didn't hear anything back. And then I went on a couple of interviews and it was no, no, no. And I said, but the no means that's just not the job for you. The no doesn't mean that you don't have the skill set. The no does not mean that you're not qualified. The no is just, this is not the job for you. So this door is closed. And she was like, oh, I didn't think about that. She said, because it was starting to get to me. And I said, no, don't let the no's be the deterrent to you. Be grateful that you're able to apply for all the jobs you have and look at all the interviews you went on as experience. Look at it as practice. Because when that job is really for you and they're gonna come, I said, because every interview asked you different questions. Did they not? She said yes. Questions I never thought about and things. I say, so this is all practice. So when it's time for that right job to come, guess what? You want your attitude about yourself to be high. You want your self-esteem to be high, and you think highly of yourself because in an interview you have to sell you. So just take all of these no's as practice, because when that right job comes for you, you're not gonna know it's the right one. But when that right job comes and they're gonna ask you those questions that you never heard before, said you never thought you would hear in an interview, you would be ready. And she was like, oh yeah. I said, think of the positive that's coming out of the no's. Sometimes the no is best for you because you don't know. We see a job and it might be 70, 80, 90,000. It's everything we want, but you don't know what the culture is when you go there. You don't know anything. So sometimes the no is a blessing and you just got to say thank you and be grateful for the no. So there are some positives that can come out of your no's, but being grateful helps build your self-esteem. It helps you feel good about you because you're focusing more on the positive and not the negative. Your health and your energy. I'm just going to go back to Dr. Gail when she said she's just grateful for her health and she's grateful for her mental well-being. Gratitude, again, it helps you stay in the present moment. It helps you to stay focused right where you are. It helps you to appreciate that. Hi, Tia, how are you? So it helps you to stay right in that moment. So it helps your energy level because, see, being grateful is about being positive, seeing the things that you could be thankful for, even in the missteps. It doesn't send you down that track of, oh, whoa, why me? It helps you look at and give you a different outlook and perspective. And because it gives you that, it keeps your energy and your vibration level high. And we want our energy and vibration level high because that also ties into our self-esteem and our self-worth and our self-confidence. Happiness. Happiness is tied to gratitude. Now I know, and y'all know why. Because again, I keep going back to some of these same themes. Being positive about your outlook of yourself, about your situation, and being able to find the positive and not focus on the negative. Optimistic. Gratitude helps you to stay optimistic. It helps you to see that the glass is half full and not half empty. And a lot of times it's all about, again, our perspective. I said to you all, 99% of how we win the battle is based on our mindset, how we think and how we look at things. And gratitude gives us the opportunity to see things from a different perspective. It helps us to find the positive in everything and find something to be thankful for. And that keeps us optimistic about our life, about our success, about our happiness, about our peace, and about our joy. It keeps you in the present moment. Gratitude makes you look at what you're grateful for right now. It doesn't have you going back talking about, oh, this happened and this happened. Things will always happen. Life life will happen. That's what life is about. Life is about our experiences and things always happening. But gratitude helps you stay within the present moment. What can we find? What can you find right now in this present moment to be grateful for? Gratitude is joy all around you. Yes, I would agree with you, Tia. Gratitude is joy all around you. But you got to be willing to see it. I mean, there's so many negative things going on in the world that sometimes people can't see some of the positive things because they allow the negative to become blinders for them, and that's all they can see. So it's about your mindset and what you're willing to think about and how you're willing to shift. Because some people, when you see people are stuck and can't move, they're stuck and can't move because they won't allow themselves to shift. They won't allow their minds to shift and think of anything other than the negative. They can't see anything positive. They don't see anything to ever be grateful for. And when you can never see anything to be grateful for, then you're no longer living, because there's always something to be grateful for. More resilience to deal with adversity. I don't know about you all, but sometimes, and what I said, that there will always be something that's going to happen in life. We will never be on the mountaintop forever. Things are not going to always be the best they can be. There will be times where we will experience life. There will be disappointments that will come along. And when those things come along, we have to have some tenacity. We have to have some resilience to keep fighting and to keep moving. And gratitude is one of those superpowers that we need to work on. And that's why I said gratitude is a skill, and it's a skill set that you must master, because when you come against those health issues, when you lose a lost one, a loved one, when you lose a job, or when whatever negative that can happen happens in your life, how you get back up and dust yourself off is based on your perspective of how you see it. And gratitude gives you the resilience to see that there is another side. As I said, there is the glass half full and not half empty. So gratitude really helps you build your resilience, and it gives you a little, oomph every now and then when you need to get back up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. Because let me say this, we all know this life will disappoint us. And when you're out here evolving to become your best self and create your best life, and you're trying to achieve your personal and professional health or whatever goals that you have going, there are going to be missteps. There are going to be times when you don't always hit the goal, but you can always find something to be thankful in. The fact that you even have goals to achieve. There are some people who are walking around who don't have goals. They don't know what their purpose is in life. They're just existing. They're just getting up every morning, putting one foot in front of the other with no real direction. So if you missed the mark, at least you had a mark to hit. And that's the perspective that you had. And then when you didn't hit it, you can look at it and be like, let me go back and see how can I dust this off, and how can I get back on the path so that I can reach the mark. Now, if you wasn't on here earlier when I started, what I said was, I learned something from when I was in the 7th grade and I was running track, and they said it's not always about getting across the finish line, but it's about the journey. And gratitude is about the journey. How do you handle the journey along the way? Regardless of the results, there's always something that you can be grateful for. I want to thank you all. Let's see, right? Think about what we're thinking. Right. Think about what you are thinking about. Correct. Think about I like that, Tia. Think about what you are thinking about. She's absolutely correct. What are you thinking about? Are you focusing on the negative? Are you focusing on the positive? Are you focusing on how you can make it better? Or are you just focusing on why it is the way it is? Are you looking for corrective action? What are you focusing on? During this season, I hope that you will always have an attitude of gratitude. I hope that you will always practice thankfulness. Think about the people who have helped you along the way in your journey. How do you tell them thank you? Have you sent them a thank you note? Thanksgiving is coming up soon. What will you do to say thank you to the people in your life, the people who have gotten you this far, people who've pushed you um, over that finish line when you needed to get over the finish line? Just think about how can you practice as we start finishing out this month. How can you practice gratitude a little bit more? How can you show people that you are grateful for them and the things that they're doing for you in your life? Because none of us have made it here without people. So we need to say thank you to those who have been there for us. And I'm thankful for everybody who has been on Tea Talks with me all this year. I thank everybody who's on today. I wish you much happiness. I wish you much joy. And just remember to always practice gratitude. Gratitude is a skill that you must master. And let's see, Tia said, replace positive thoughts for the negative thoughts. Yes, that is the biggest way to practice gratitude is to replace the negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Negative thoughts don't do anything for us but keep us stuck and in a rut. Positive thoughts give us the opportunity to see open doors and different avenues and continuous improvement of how we can move forward. I want to thank you for joining me with Tea Talk. Remember, everybody needs a little TLC, that transformational lifestyle content that helps you with becoming your best self and becoming your and creating your best life. Please make sure you share with your friends. Make sure that you get that little bell so when we come on next Monday, we can have some more conversation. Until next time, I see you all. Enjoy yourselves and have a happy, happy week. Thank you.